I'm filming this video for younger me. To younger me that she saw too much fear, too much sadness and grief, and too much self-hatred, too much toxicity that she thought she would never make it out. She thought that she would never, be able to heal not only herself, but also, heal those around her. She always was a people pleaser. She did what she was told to do. She tried to be perfect. She ended up developing like an, obsessive compulsive personality disorder is what some psychiatrist would say. She had generalized anxiety disorder. She had depression. She developed an eating disorder. She was binging all the time, eating her feelings. She never really felt safe in her body. She felt like her body wasn't her own. To younger me that questioned what it was like to be a woman and not feel safe around men, feel safe around, having friends and having, unconditional love, and just feeling like she could just be herself and not, be ridiculed and downed on and told that she was too much, too big for anyone in her life. Her light was too big. Anything that was, wrong, she took to her heart. She took, everybody else's pain on for herself, even though they didn't ask her to. And, she just was a gullible person, and she just was naive to even understand that, like, boundaries are needed, and to just, in order to feel safe and loved, you have to feel safe inside yourself, and you don't need to look outside of it for safety. But not even just for younger me, but like for all the younger women that are out there right now, and being like the first generation to try and heal not only her own wounds, but like think back on like previous generations and generational traumas and wounds, and just trying to figure out where she is to go in life, what she's supposed to do, what she's supposed to heal. I've been studying numerology and stuff like that, and so which is, your month and your day and your year all added together until you get like two numbers, and then it's 1 through 9, and then 11, 22, and 33. I'm on life path 8, which is the manifester, the executive, the CEO. Like, I'm also a Leo, so I feel like I'm supposed to be leading people in some sort of way. And there's also like you can calculate your heart's desire, and your there's other things you can calculate with numerology, but my heart's desire is 9, which means humanitarian. So I know that like my heart just wants to like help the world, either through, the people in it, the animals. Like I feel like I just want to do everything, I just want to like give it all, but I'm only one person. I can't do it all for everyone else. So I feel like I need to start small and then build up. But being like, not just being, but actually wanting to be the first generation to, create generational wealth and to leave a legacy behind, not only, for myself and my future, but like for, future generations maybe to come back. I have no idea if I even want a kid or not, but I just, I would like to be able to travel the world someday. And I know that like I have a feeling that I was chosen amongst, like, I had a spiritual awakening, and I have a feeling that I was chosen to try and heal all the generational trauma and just be a light to people and figure out what it is that I'm to do, and, create that unconditional love within myself as well as within others, have interdependence, no codependency, but interdependence, and just learn to be safe within myself as well as within the people and within the world, and find my particular sparkle that I can just share with the world and be my most authentic self. Having a spiritual awakening, it just like, it sets you apart from everything you've ever even known, and no one in your family could even prepare you for anything like that. Like, you just, it's unrecognizable, unwilling, and unreal that like you awaken inside of yourself to know that like you are more than just what the world has put upon you, all the standards. You are more than just what you look like. You are more than just how you act. Your whole essence is huge. And you know, it's scary to live in a world where there's like, you know, there's pain, and there's, you know, there's grief, and there's, you know, been eating disorders, and you know, everybody having psychological breaks, and you know, thinking back on like the history and how it's been shaped to today, and how we have come from like indigenous backgrounds, and you know, assimilations, and cultures, and how we have just been sort of like indoctrinated into just what we are now with technology, and being, you know, spiritual practices aren't really being kept as alive as they should be. And just for us to just be going back and like remembering, trying to remember, trying to regress, trying to just bring back those roots, because but like in a new light, not because one way of you know, thinking that you're healing is that you just, you know, you completely reset everything and you just start anew. But that's still not healing. That's just spiritual bypassing. And that's just, you know, getting rid of, you think that just by getting rid of everything that you're going to be healed, you're going to be reset, but you're not. The stuff's still going to be there. You still have to work through it. You still have to heal through it. A spiritual awakening is not where you just have a factory hard reset and you go back to the way you were. It just, all it does is it removes the autopilot blindfold that you've been having on yourself for so long, and you just trying to come back inside of your body and realize that you were here for more than just to work and to die. You were here more than just to just, you know, people please and, you know, do everything for everybody else, and you don't get to do anything for yourself, and you just keep giving yourself away and away. And spiritual bypassing is no joke. Like, not even just of yourself, but even of like in larger parts of the community, where like people are just like all love and light, higher vibrations. The low vibrations, you're not gonna ascend, and da 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 da, and you're never gonna get any better. And it's just like, no, you need to heal through that trauma. You need to, you know, be able to look it in the face and be like, no, you have no hold over me. You have no hold over me anymore. I'm not going to let you hold me down and force feed me these thoughts and revelations that I'm not good enough. I'm not able to get out of this functional freeze mindset. The anxieties that I have, no, there's not going to be any anxiety. I just want to give grace and thanks to anyone that has, in the spiritual, you know, any ancestors. I have no idea. I wasn't really told anything of my lineage. I feel I want to try and do like an ancestry DNA test or something, but I feel that like, you know, I'm being divinely protected for some reason, because there's just things that are unspeakable that, like, you know, I would never have known that I could just be here right here just talking to you through this phone, because it's just unbelievable. And just, I know that some of my background is from like, I have some Native American and Indigenous in me, and then I also have some Irish in me. I know I have like German, and it's just like a bunch of like percents and stuff like that. But to just know me on a deep base and what I want to do with my life, and what is accustomed to me, and what I like, and what I feel completely safe in my body, and to be able to give my love and unconditional love to everybody else, It's surreal. But I'm recording this video because I would, before I go, pass on and my soul goes to something else, I would love to just be able to like speak to younger me, but also the younger generations of females that just need that, that guidance that like I've been given only because I sought it out. I went onto YouTube. I saw all of these inspirational people like Wizard Liz, Gem Goddess, all of these tarot readers, all of these like spiritual girlies, all these manifestation queens, every queen out there that knew their birthright and knew they were a queen. I sought them out and I watched every single one of their videos because I wanted their words of knowledge to input into my subconscious mind, so that way I could be able to heal that and heal my wounds and the inner child within me. And I feel like they have done some detrimental help, just for me, something as free as YouTube. I don't know, if I just don't know what I would have, I probably would have stood, I don't know. I don't think we're going to know if YouTube wasn't invented. If we weren't even here right now talking to you right now, it's amazing how like we just go through life and a lot of us are just blindsided along. A lot of us are just going through the motion and just going on autopilot, just going work and work and work and work and work. And we don't really connect with ourselves. We don't really know who we are, a part of what the world has told us we are. And it's just, I love psychology. I love theology. I love, philosophy. I love anything that's doing with somatic healing, yoga, meditation, astrology, human design, like anything that has to do with the brain, has to deal with history, has to deal with body language and, how people connect and how the animals work and science. I love everything that is logical but also fun. I love music, and music can just bring out, you could raise your vibe. One 3-minute song can change your whole day, change your whole mood, and it's just beautiful. One book could change the rest of your life. And all of these things that we've just been intricately curating our own life and our own path and our own feelings and passions and thought processes and healing our own wounds and choosing to say no, it ends with me. I am not going to get with someone that just because I feel lonely, just because I feel alone, I'm not going to go and get with someone that isn't worth my time and effort and energy. If I can't provide the life for myself, I'm not going to go and rely on someone else to do it for me. Because that's what what I grew up was with, the women in my family marrying someone to fulfill their needs, and then they ended up having no more passion within themselves. They were just husks of themselves. And some of them were strong, yes, and I don't know, just the way that like the women have just been shady in my family and not really uplifting and like, not toxic positivity, but just like at least being positive and like, loving and unconditional, and like not seeking emotional fulfillment through the children and stuff like that. It's just, I want to be the first generation healed. That's what I want to be. I want to be able to experience life for the fullest. I want to be able to share the world, what pure love is. And if I ever do have kids, I want to be able to share that with them and be like, look, I came, sort of from nothing and I ended up with this. And that's, I feel like the future is with technology and also connecting with the world, connecting with the earth and the natural holistic stuff, and not getting too dogmatic, and connecting within yourself, doing yoga, doing retreats, doing everything that sort of makes your soul just ignite on fire, not, it's a lot to think about. This world is so huge, and a lot of us, we get stopped and stuck in vicious routine cycles, thought processes, and we don't really get the chance to like sit with ourselves and actually like question who we are, separate from the world, why we came here, what our purpose is, and where we land in the universe. What, you know, like Horton Hears a Who, what is our tiny speck, what are we here for? And to find happiness, you know. And yeah, I would love to just connect with people on a global scale. You know, not just with the people around me, but, you know, help them, you know, realize their passions and stuff, and just connect on much deep level and heal through that. Because I know there were moments I just needed someone to listen to me and not make me feel like I was alone. And, you know, being a parentified child, I get, you know, having a big family and you help your parents and stuff like that. But when you start to like just not see anything more for yourself, and the only thing you label yourself as is the older sister or the kid that just, you know, raises their siblings, just, you don't see anything else with your life. You don't see any passion for it. You're just, you know, doing whatever you think is what you should do or what you're expected to do, not what you really want. But also, like, to think of the past, like, women weren't really given that luxury. And I feel like now that we are in this age where, like, we have the feminist rights now, and I feel like it is not only my duty to myself, but my duty to my ancestry line, or my, just, you know, my family line, that I need to go and lead this magnificent life, not just for me, but for them, so that way they can live it through me. And just, you know, healing the ancestry trauma, generational trauma, you know, have their voices heard and have them seen, speak their truth, learn about them, and not, you know, just living my life for me, because that just seems like, you know, selfish is good within aspects, but just totally, you know, just seems selfish to not, like, you know, give thanks, because we have people protecting us, and we don't know how lucky we are to be here. Because I think about all the other countries over there, and like, you know, how things with like wars going on over in like Palestine and stuff like that, and I'm like, I'm over here in the United States, and I know we all like don't, you know, get down on the United States and stuff like that, which, you know, things just are the way they are. But I feel like we do have more freedom than we give ourselves credit, and we are just like trying to find someone to blame for our misfortunes and for our mistakes, that, like, you know, the world didn't prepare us for it or anything like that, which that is one aspect. But also, like, you can prepare yourself now. You can change your ways now and just stop getting out of that victim mentality, that mindset that you can't change, or that like you're stuck where you are and you can't move. And there's just work on yourself and heal yourself, so that way you cannot stay stuck where you are. You don't want to be where you are. Change it. You now have the opportunity to, and it is in your duty to. And even if you have kids and stuff like that, think that you just have a different life path. You have a different set of, you know, rules and just ways of living now, but you can still try and heal even within that. And just life is, you know, meant to be beautiful and shared with the ones that you love. And if you don't really feel the love, you got to give it to yourself and love yourself so much that someone else will see it and they'll be like, yeah, I love that, let's do it. And, you know, if that's in your cup of tea. But to all the girls that were just like me and needed someone to just, you know, talk to them and sit with them like an older sister, I can be your older sister.